room on Thursday, the 7th of March. I'll get the date right today. I actually said February, I think, yesterday. I mean, the year's flying by so quickly, don't you think? I just can't believe that we're in March already. And I mean, like, Lord knows, like we're 1 week into March already. So, good morning, everyone. Please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I am super excited to be coming to you live from my craft room this morning, showing you another fun card using the Thoughtful Expressions bundle. I am so smitten with this bundle, so smitten with the dies. I can tell you, I actually, the dies were what piqued my interest right at the beginning. Not the stamp so much, but the dies. But I've totally fallen in love with the stamp set as well. So I can see I've got a couple of you on here already. So good morning, Daryl. Welcome. Jill, welcome. Lovely to see you. Janice, Darby from Canada, welcome. Darby says she loves this bundle as well. I can tell you it has been an awesome bundle. Good morning, Tony. Welcome. Tony joined my team yesterday, so welcome, Tony. It's lovely to see you on. It's so nice when I hear that people are getting their crafting mojo back, and Tony gave me a message yesterday on one of my videos saying I want to join again. And of course, yesterday afternoon, she joined my team again. So she knows what it's like to be a part of the Wild Heart Crafters. And as she said, I like to be a part of your crafting community, and that's what it's about. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Dell. Welcome. Karen from the USA. Welcome. Lovely to see you. Margot, welcome. I hope you enjoy my video today, Margot. From California, welcome. Julie, welcome from Victoria. Judy from Canada, welcome. So we are going to have some fun, crafty fun with this gorgeous bundle and the designer series paper. I am telling you, the paper, I absolutely love the Poetic Expressions paper. It is such a great set of paper, the way it coordinates with the colors. It has one sheet that will have a strong presence of one color, and then it'll have another sheet that will just have a hint of that color, which is really, really pretty. Good morning, Bow Lady. Yes, I am on here again this morning. Sue's saying good morning, Bow Lady from Bow Desert. It's going to stick with me, isn't it? Susan Johnson is to blame for that. It's all Susan's fault. Susan was calling me the Bow Lady from Bow Desert. And then someone said something about Wink of Stella. I can't remember what it was. I can't believe Wink it. No, I can't remember what they said, but they were going to call me something because I use Wink of Stella all the time as well. So we've created some gorgeous cards already with this bundle. I can tell you the cards just keep flowing. They just keep coming out. I've actually got it as one of my options for my stamps club this month. And I'm thinking, like most people, they're voting. And last time I looked, actually, I should look again and just see what the votes are like, because the last time I looked, it was between that and the Magnolia set was what they were voting on. So what happens with my stamps club, I actually give them options of 3 each month. Yep. Thoughtful Expressions and Magnolia Mood are both neck and neck. They've both got the same amount of votes. So I will be making a decision today what I will be using. So there you go. That's how popular it is. Wish they would do DSP double-sided, as I want to use more. Well, you get 2 sheets of each, and it is double-sided. So it is double-sided. So you get 2 sheets of each. So you get to use one full sheet of one side and one full sheet the other side. So, and then you just have to buy more. Yep, you just have to buy more. If you like it, you just have to buy more. So welcome, everybody. I can see quite a few of you jumping on. So let's get to business, because that's what we're here for. So first of all, I'm going to just recap some of the gorgeous cards that we have created with this beautiful bundle so far. So as you can see, the stamp set and the dies, and I've got them a little bit neater this morning. I've got them all nested up. So we have nested dies. Oh, you mean plain on the back, Julie? Okay, yeah. You wish they wouldn't do. Sorry, I didn't see the wooden. I just seen wood. but I didn't read it properly. So yeah, she means plain on the back, so she doesn't have to worry about which side she's going to cut. Is there anyone else? Do you have that struggle? Like, do you think I want to use that side, but I also want to use that side? And do you feel like it's criminal to actually cut into one when you actually want to, yeah, and you're going to use one side, but the other side is just as gorgeous? I mean, that's the beauty of our designer series paper. It really is. But they do give us 2 sheets in each pack. So, so it allows us to use one sheet on one side and one sheet on the other. My camera looks like it's really crooked there this morning. I'm not quite, there we go. That looks a little bit better. All right. So as I said, gorgeous stamp set. I have fallen in love with the stamp set, and coloring with our Wink of Stella, which I've been doing recently, has really, really brought this stamp set to life. So criminal 2 sheets isn't enough. Well, you need to, I allow you to buy 2 packs. And then, as I said, the gorgeous dies that are nesting dies. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this pattern. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this pattern here. So some gorgeous nesting dies. And nesting dies means that you're able to layer them up. So you're able to do a couple of different layers in cardstock and get some really nice, beautiful layers. Good morning, Lorraine. You're at work listening and only watching intermittently. Well, I hope you don't get in trouble at work. Please don't get caught by the boss. All right, so these are the gorgeous cards that we have created so far. So this was my first one that I cased out of the catalog, and as you can see, that Wink and Stella really gives it that beautiful shimmer and shine. So that was the first one that we did on Monday. Then on Tuesday, of course, we did the free class. So these were the 3 cards that I did in the free class. So how this works is for anyone that spends $100 or more from the date, which was Tuesday, which would have been the 5th of March, right through to the 9th of March. For anyone that spends $100 or more using that, it's really hard when I'm using this camera, that there, the QR code or the link in the description of this video, it will have the host code already connected to it. If you spend $100 or more using that host code, you will get a card kit to recreate these 3 cards. You will need the bundle because I'm not going to do the die cutting for you, but I will emboss the layers that are in the background for you. So that's actually, I do a free class every week. Every Tuesday I do a free class and you can earn the kit for free. And then, of course, yesterday I cased one of our team meeting cards that one of my team members made, Annette. She made this gorgeous card here, and we used the Heartfelt Hexagon stamp set with this. But this is the one that I recreated in a different color. So as you can see, you can find things on the internet. You can case it, change up the color, put your own little spin on it, and then you can have a gorgeous card for yourself as well. All right. So this morning, what I decided to do was I have a color combination here, and I know I'm trying to sell you all on this wild wheat color because it's sometimes, like, I mean, look at the wild wheat and the pink in there, and it's absolutely a gorgeous card. So I'm trying to sell you on the wild wheat color. So what I've done is I've chosen the designer series paper that has wild wheat, it has bubble bath in it, and it also so I've also bought out the cardstock that matches. Wow, the words are really getting hard for me to say. Now we also have, I don't know whether I'm going to use the twine. So we have the wild wheat twine today. I don't know whether I'm going to use that or whether I'm going to use the wild wheat ribbon. So we have wild wheat ribbon, we have wild wheat twine. I don't have enough of the bubble bath, although, I could show you a trick this morning with some of my favorite white ribbon. We could possibly turn to bubble bath. Do I have, I don't have my bubble bath in here. I can't do that. Sorry, I don't have my bubble bath ink in here, but we could use, I don't know. We will see. All right, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, Lisa, welcome. Stamping Zoo is in the house. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you for joining. Deborah, thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. Beryl, welcome. See, Lisa loves wild wheat. Welcome. Okay, so I've got my cardstock out ready to go. I'm going to do it on a white card base, I think. So I'm going to start with the white card base and fold that in half. So of course this is the thick card base, the thick basic white. And I'm going to use my bone folder to crease that nicely. So we've got the thick basic white for our cardstock. Now that was cut at 5 3/4 by 8 inches. When we fold it in half, we end up with 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches card front. Good morning, Shirley. Welcome. Carol, welcome. I can see a few more people. Sue, welcome. Laurie, welcome. All right. So I'm going to do that. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a die and I'm going to cheat. I'm actually going to cut a few layers of this cardstock together. I mean, this designer series paper together. So let's just pop that there so I know where it is. Okay, so I'm going to decide on one of these dies. I'm going to cut multiple of one of these dies. Now, I think what I want to do is maybe the second smallest. Maybe I want to do that. I can cut a couple of those out. So by using the sheets on top of each other, we can cheat when it comes to, do I want to do that or do I want to do that one? Which size do you think? The smaller one or the larger one? I'm going to do a pattern with the designer series paper. So we're going to alternate and do a lovely pattern on the background. This is another card that we use the hexagon punch with, but I'm now going to change it up with the dies. So do you think the smaller one or the larger one for the background? What do you think? If we use a smaller one, we've got to cut more. If we use a larger one, we probably don't have to cut as many. Carol saying small. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, Shirley. Welcome. So thank you. If you can like and share this video, that really, really helps me get to reach more people. So if you can hit the share button, people, and share it onto your Facebook or share it from YouTube back to Facebook, that would really, really help me. Okay, so we've got two for small, one for large, okay, it's even at the moment. 2 large, 2 small. Keep voting, people. What do you want to do? Large or small? Type it into the comments for me. So far we're even, Stephen. We have 2 for the small and 2 for the large. Let me see. Small or large die? Come on, people. Actually, while I'm waiting for you to vote, I will actually go and get my die cutting machine and bring that in. 3 for large, okay? 4 for large. 3 for small, 4 for large. 5 for large. Looks like large is it. Okay, people, large is it because large got the 5 votes. All right. So let's run those through. So I'm going to see if it will cut 3 layers. I'm hoping it will cut 3. I'm sure it will. It's an open die, so I'm sure it will actually cut the 3. If it doesn't cut the 3, we may have to take one away and run through a couple of times. All right, so I've got them all layered on top of each other. I've got my number 1 plate, my number 2 plate, and a number 3 underneath and a number 3 on top. And we're going to run that through and hopefully we're going to cut out 3 of them all at once. Let me see if it worked. It did. Okay. The fun part's going to be getting them apart, but we will try to do that. And I don't have any fingernails today, so that's going to be fun. I'm happy to tell you that I'm going to probably put my fingernails on again either today or tomorrow. So I won't look, I mean, maybe you'll get to see one more video of me with no fingernails. I feel like I'm half dressed. I really do without fingernails, but I just wanted to give them a little bit of a break. I've had fingernails on for many, many years and I've never given them a break. So when I actually filed all the fingernails off the other day, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give them a break for a little while and see how we go. All right. And then I'll do a final one here. And hopefully that's going to give us enough that we're going to, 1, 2, 3, that's going to give us 9. So hopefully that's going to give us enough. If not, we may have to cut one more time or so. But we will see. All right. So we're going to do that. Now, the next question I want to ask you is, are we going to do a wild wheat layer behind this, or are we going to do, oh, my cut and emboss was stuck to my glass plate. Okay, are we going to do a wild wheat layer behind, or are we going to do a bubble bath? So I've got either. So let me cut either and we will actually see what it looks like. So my paper trimmer, which is there. Oh, I forgot to put me down in the little corner. You need to see me. I need to add my camera and put me in the little corner so you can see me chatting away to you. Okay, there we go. Okay, here I am down in the corner. The reason why I do that, someone actually asked me, do you realize that there's a little one of you down in the corner? I went, yes, I do. I did that on purpose, like so that I can see you and chat with you while I'm actually crafting. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you might see my facial expressions. It might be like, oh, what's she thinking about that? I must admit, I don't think I have a poker face when it comes to my reaction to some things. All right, so we have a card base cut out of each. So we will work out which layer we want to use. And I'm going to do a basic white insert. So we're going to end up gluing these to a basic white insert, but we're going to see that border in behind. So we're going to make a decision. So I'm just going to pull these apart. So when you cut 2 or 3 things together, the idea is you just wiggle them a little bit until one of the edges gives way a little bit, and then you can pull them apart. So it's a great way of saving time by being able to cut more than one die cut at a time. So when you've got opened dies, it's quite easy to be able to do it, but when you've got closed dies, not so much. Okay, so we've got bubble bath, 1 for bubble bath, 1 for wild wheat, 2 for wild wheat. Okay, so all right, so 2 for wild wheat so far and 1 for bubble bath. Oh, and this one's 3 for wild wheat, 4 for wild wheat. I think wild wheat's going to win it. Maybe I've sold you on it. 5 for wild wheat. Okay, wild wheat it is. All right. So now what we're actually going to do is we're going to now do a combination of these gorgeous die cuts, and we're going to place them around, and you will see that we're going to get a gorgeous pattern using these. I'm going to try and pop a bit of pink in there. We might put a little, oh, is it going to fit that way? We'll have to spread them out a little bit more. Okay, so it's always good to do a bit of a dry run first. Okay, that one up there. This one, nope. This one down here. And maybe a pink one poking in there. What do you think? Okay. So we're just going to do a little bit of a pattern in the background, and you'll see once I glue these on, you'll see how wonderful this looks. All right. Darby says she just can't warm up to wild wheat. I'm going to try and sell you on it, Darby. I think the thing with wild wheat is, I don't know which way to put that, but I think I'll put it that way. I think the thing with wild wheat is it's the color combination that you put with it that makes it so gorgeous. So I think it's just a simple case of trying to work out a gorgeous. So as you can see, putting the bubble bath with it, it just gives it a much softer look. And you can see that it is quite nice when you get that nice soft look. Okay, so now with these ones here, I'm just going to adhere just a bit of glue on the sides. I'm putting those 2 little peaky bits together. So we're sort of more or less having the die cut shape the same way. Can you see that? So we've got a little peaky piece here. I've got a little peaky piece there, and I'm butting them together. Okay, so that's actually how I'm going to get this to look like them matching. So I'm doing the same thing there. So the peaky pieces in together, leaving a little bit of a gap in between. Now, I'm just wondering whether I can do, I really need to pop it like that. So we're going to have to, with these top ones, we're going to have to do, can you see that? We're going to have to do the rounded piece together to be able to get that to match. So the rounded piece together there, like that. Okay, so that's going to be able to fit in there. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue on the back here and pop that in. I got a phone call from my dad this morning. I was still in bed. He forgets that we have daylight savings time. We don't have daylight savings time, sorry, up here. So he forgets and he rings me because it was 7:30 their time. So he's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be out of bed by this." I'm like, "Dad, it's only 6:30 in the morning." Like, yeah. So he was ringing me to have a chat because I called him yesterday and they're at a country music show, which I was going to go to, but I mean, sooner or later I have to stay home and work. And I keep saying that to my parents. They want me to go to all these country music shows with them, but I physically have to work. It'd be nice if I was retired and I didn't have to work, but I'm not retired. But anyway, all right. Yeah, so I had an early morning wake up, I can tell you, this morning with that phone call. All right, so we're gluing that one down there, and the last one we've got to glue down is this one. And we're going to glue that just there like that. Okay. So we have a lovely background there. Now, if we're missing any glue, we're going to be able to add some glue around the edges when I trim it, just to see if I am missing any glue. So I'm thinking the wild wheat was probably the good choice because so are you taking your dad to Nashville with me? No, I'm taking my daughter to Nashville. Unfortunately, like my mum and dad's 81 and my mum is 80, and I think they've done their traveling in their life. I don't think that they're very keen on going overseas at all, and I can't blame them. It's a long, for us anywhere overseas is a long trip. It's always like a 23, 24 hour, sometimes a 26-hour trip to get to where we need to be. So no, I mean, I'm sure he would love it, and I'm sure he will probably like try and get me to buy some shirts for him or something, some nice country and western shirts for him while I'm over there, because he loves performing when he sings his country music songs. He loves wearing those beautiful shirts that have a lot of tapestry work on them, embroidery, tapestry. I suppose you call it embroidery, but you can't buy shirts like that here in Australia because they're just not the done thing here in Australia, and probably our climate, because most of the time they're very thick, the material that they're made of, because obviously you guys get some pretty cold winters in the US. But I know when my brother was over, he actually got my dad some shirts while he was over there, and he wears them to death. So I'm assuming he'll probably hit me up and say, "Can you do this for me while I'm away?" All right, so we are just cutting around the edges, and then we have that gorgeous pattern, and then you'll see lined up on our wild wheat. It's going to look fantastic. So I'm just going to pop all of those pieces off to the side. We may use some of them on the inside. You never know. All right. So, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of a corner that's lifting up there. So just add a little dab of your glue in wherever you've got anything that's popping up that shouldn't be popping up around the edges. And that just happens when you glue and you may not have got glue everywhere. So I'm just going to hold that down so that that glues. And then once again, I've got glue on my glass mat again, which I will wipe off with my chamois. All right. So we've got our gorgeous matted background. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to use these gorgeous dies, these layering dies, to show you how awesome we can get a beautiful look with these dies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them in and see what size we can go to on that background. So I think I can get as large as that, and then we can do 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 that. Okay, now I was going to save my Avid card for tomorrow, but I'm feeling like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a couple of them away. Let's take a couple of them away. We'll save the Avid card until tomorrow. That's just giving you a bit of a hint about what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the bubble bath because I think the bubble bath is a color that on the wild wheat, it will be actually quite nice to actually see bubble bath. And I'm probably going to put it down in the corner so that we don't cover up all of our nice little pattern pieces. So I'm going to do that one in bubble bath. I'm going to do that one in wild wheat. And I'm going to do this one in our basic white. Okay, do I have a scrap of basic white? I could probably use that. Okay, so let's use that. So that's the 3 that I'm going to cut to layer up on here. See, now I have Deborah saying beautiful colors. See, the wild wheat, you've just got to put it with something. People, I'm going to honestly, I'm going to sell you on the wild wheat sooner or later. You just have to put it with something and you'll find that you will fall in love with it. Okay, so let's do that one there. Let's do that one there. I'm going to have to do the other one in a separate run through. All right, so we have a wild wheat layer. We have a bubble bath layer. Wind those through. Actually, I might stamp my layer. I might stamp my sentiment first, and then we will actually cut out that layer. All right, so we have bubble bath. We have wild wheat. See, Deborah loves the wild wheat. I'm telling you, people, you just got to get on board with it. Just got to get on board. All right, so we have that, and we'll have our sentiment that we will cut with this little one. All right, so now the next thing is, what's the sentiment we're going to do, and what color are we going to stamp it in? Are we going to stamp it in wild wheat, or are we going to color? Are we going to stamp it in? Let me see. Where in the world would I be without you? Sometimes there are no words. You're in my thoughts today, but that's not going to fit. So we're going to have to do where in the world would I be without you? I think that's going to fit. Let me see where my stamp is so I can actually check and see if it's going to fit. Ooh, have I gone too small? Oh, no, actually, I did do this. Yes, it will just fit on that. Okay, it will just fit. Okay, am I going to stamp it in wild wheat or am I going to stamp it in bubble bath? I'm probably leaning towards wild wheat because I'm thinking bubble bath might be too light, but we could actually try both and we can make the decision of which way we want to go. Okay, just going to clean that off. So let's try both of them. Let's try bubble bath first, which is here. You're all saying wild wheat, but I'm going to try both. I'm going to do bubble bath there. And oh, I like bubble bath. Actually, it's not too light. It's going to look nice. I may change your mind. Okay, and let's do wild wheat. Morning, Robin. That's okay. I was a bit sleepy this morning too, and the reason being, I'll tell you why. I was supposed to go walking with my neighbor at 6 a.m. this morning, and I was still in bed. I didn't wake up until 6:30. I've had an ongoing. So last week when I didn't do my class last week on Tuesday because I had to go and have some tests done. I've been having problems, and you won't believe this, for nearly 22 years with reflux. And it's since I actually had my second child. I've been having problems with reflux, and I have just found a new doctor. And I can honestly tell you, she is a doctor that wants to get answers, which is great. So for 22 years, I've had doctors that have just been telling me to take medication and that I would have to take medication for the rest of my life. And I'm not overly impressed on having to take medication for the rest of my life. So I actually said to her, I want to get to the bottom of it. And she sent me for what they call a breath test. So you have to take a medication, you have to wait for 3 minutes, and then you have to blow up this bag. And it tests your breath to see if there is an infection. I don't know, something to do with, I don't know whether it's your gallbladder or something, but something in your digestive system. And she said if we can do a test, and if we find out that there is like a bacterial infection there, then we can treat it. So of course we did that, and then the test came back inconclusive. So it didn't say that yes there is, and it didn't say that no there's not. So it couldn't rule out that there wasn't. So she said what we're going to do is we're going to treat it like there is. And so I'm on this course of antibiotics, these strong antibiotics, and I can tell you I only started taking them yesterday, and I am so super tired. And I know that antibiotics do that to me. They make me really, really tired. So this morning I slept in, and I woke up to a text message that my neighbor had sent me half an hour before, like, hey, are we walking this morning at 6 a.m.? And I was out to it, out cold, still sleeping. And so when I actually read the message, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I've slept in. I've only just woken up. So the answer is no. And she goes, that's okay. So I don't know whether she went for a walk anyway. So, but I felt really bad. I was like, oh, but anyway. So I'm with you, Robin, when it comes to sleeping in. I could have slept in for another hour, I think, this morning easily. But I had to get up because I was going to do a video for all of you people. So I couldn't miss my video. I missed my walk. I just didn't miss the video. All right. So I'm going to have both, and we will put it together, and we will see what looks best when we actually put it together. Now, when you use washi tape, you have to be really, really careful when you've stamped that you don't pull up your cardstock. But we've got both there, so we'll see what looks best when we layer it all up. So let's bring in this. Let's put the die over there so I don't lose it. Let's layer up our basic white onto our wild wheat. So I'm actually just hoping that this doctor gets to the bottom of it after 22 years of putting up with symptoms and swallowing Gaviscon and taking medication. I'm hoping that she will get to the bottom of it. All right, so we have that on our wild wheat layer. So now we're just going to line these up, and we will see what we think. So we're going to have our bubble bath, and then we're going to have our, let's get that lined up properly, our wild wheat. Oh, and I didn't think about how I was stamping. That's okay. It's just going to have to sit the way it's going to sit because I didn't think about how it was going to layer up. So we've got wild wheat there. Yeah, I'm going to hope it works, Lisa. Yeah, and it's funny, but I don't know whether it's mind over matter, but I was feeling, oh, and this one lines up better. I feel like I'm going to do the bubble bath, people. This one I've stamped right. Beryl said that she's guilty. She slept in as well. You arrived home yesterday. Lovely to find Christmas cards from you, Donna. Oh, well, thank you, Jill. They were sent, yes. So that goes to show how long Jill's been away. She's only just got my Christmas cards, and it's in March already. I'm going to go bubble bath. I don't know what I was saying then. I think I'm going to go bubble bath with that. Oh, I could turn the others around. Well done, Julie. Good idea. Well, I think I'm still going to use the bubble bath. I think I like the bubble bath. It's quite nice. Yeah, I just think it brings more of the bubble bath in. Love the bubble bath, says Alice. So there you go. Alice likes the bubble bath. All right, so I'm going to start layering those up. Now, you know what? I like to actually I'm going to glue them all. I'm not going to pop them up. I'm going to glue them all. For the simple fact of trying to keep some of that so let's line that up the way it should be, which is like that. I'm going to glue them all just to keep the thickness down a little bit. I might pop that one up because we can. All right. Oh, actually, no, Julie, it won't work. I was just thinking that, but it won't work because, oh, yeah, maybe it will. I don't know. It's too much to think about this morning. The antibiotics are making my brain foggy already. Hello, Debbie from Missouri. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so we're just going to line that one up just like that and popped up on there, which looks fantastic. Do you mind waiting while I go and get my bubble bath blends from out in my craft studio? Because I can honestly tell you, I feel like the bubble bath, I want to do color a ribbon. I'm going to run quickly out to my craft studio in the backyard and I'm going to grab my bubble bath blends. Sorry, I didn't run, I walked. My knee doesn't teach Theo to fetch. I wish. Okay, I'm going to cut the sticky tape off these. So I had these in a class and I sticky taped the brush tip ends so that people didn't use them. I'm going to take that off. Did I get all of it off? I don't know whether I did. I think there's still some on there. Yeah. So I did bring in my wild wheat in case I wanted to use it, although I do have the darker wild wheat, which I'd probably use it. I'm just going to show you how you can incorporate ribbon to whatever color you want. I think I'm going to use the dark bubble bath. So sorry that I have to do this. Okay, we've got those undone. All right, so I'm going to probably, and I don't need that one, I need the dark wild wheat over here, which, oops, I think that's it. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper to do this on. All right, let's bring in my favorite ribbon, which I might add is on low inventory. And I think it's because I tell everybody to buy this ribbon because it's so nice. All right, so the first color we're going to do, I'm going to change this ribbon to make it a ribbon that I can use on this card. I'm going to use the brush tip of my wild wheat, my bubble bath, and I'm going to color my ribbon bubble bath. So just like that. And we are going to end up with bubble bath ribbon. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to use bubble bath or whether I'm going to use wild wheat. But let's hope we've got enough here. I'll do a fair bit. Why not? I can always use it on another project. So just using my brush tip end, and can you see? I've changed it to bubble bath. Okay, so we've got bubble bath there. And we'll cut that off. So we have some lovely bubble bath. Okay, so it's very, very, I mean, with this sheer ribbon, it's going to be not so obvious. It might be more obvious with the wild wheat, but we will see. So I'm just going to use wild wheat now. I'm going to change this to wild wheat. Ooh. And you know what? With the wild wheat, if you do the silver edging, it turns it to like gold. Oh, that's pretty. I might end up going the wild wheat. Never know. Whoops. Which way am I going? That way. I probably should do both sides of this because I'm using the wild wheat to change that silver. Now, these are alcohol markers, so you will get a bit on your fingers when you're using it, but they're alcohol markers, so they're permanent. So they're going to change it, and it's going to stay on there. So because that's changing the silver to gold, it's quite pretty. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's turn that over. And let's do the reverse side now, so that when I go to use this ribbon, if it turns out that I'm just going to do the silver bit on the reverse side, so that when I go to use the ribbon, now if you're going to do this, just be very careful of your brush tip ends on your blends, that you don't ruin that brush tip. Be very, very light-handed. I'll turn this paper over so that we get rid of all of this color that I've put on the background here, and then you'll be able to see the true color of what it's actually come out like. I always suggest, if you're going to do this, use your darker blends. The darker blends just give it more color. Okay, so we have that with our wild wheat. I think I'm just going to leave the silver edge on that. Let's flip that paper over so you can see. Okay, so we've got beautiful bubble bath there, and we've got wild wheat. Okay, so tell me, which color are we going to use for the ribbon underneath this gorgeous card? Are we going to use the wild wheat, or are we going to use the bubble bath? Type it in the comments and let me know. Wild wheat or bubble bath? Faith is saying maybe both. Julie's saying wild wheat. Hi, Kelly. How you going? Wild wheat, says Christine. Wild wheat, says Karen. Wild wheat, says Sherry. Both. Wild wheat, says Daryl. I think wild wheat's got it, hasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, wild wheat's got it. Wild wheat's got it. Sorry, bubble bath, you're going to have to stay. All right, so let's get this card happening. All right, so I'm going to add a bit of Seal Plus in behind so I can add my ribbon. Now, I've seriously been thinking about when I go away. So, as you know, I'll be traveling to Melbourne Thursday next week. So, I mean, it'll be okay. I'll be able to do videos up until Wednesday next week. So, I'll do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Of course, I'm going to be away all weekend. So, Thursday morning, I'm going to the airport and I'm going to fly out and I'm heading off to Melbourne. And we're going down there for our Stampin' Up on-stage event. And it's our convention that Stampin' Up hold once a year. And we get to gather with all of our Stampin' Up friends. So I'm super excited to be heading down there, but of course I can't bring you live videos while I'm down. Well, I'll try and go live from the event itself so you can see how much fun we're having. But I won't be able to go live. And then when I get home, I'm heading away for a week with my mum and dad for a holiday. My dad's singing. He's a paid artist at a country music show at Gunnedah. So I will probably catch up with one of my team members who lives at Boggabri while I'm down there. I will organise and see if we can catch up. I love it when I can travel to an area and catch up with one of my team members. All right, so now, of course, I'm the bow lady from Bow Desert, so I need to add a bow. This wild wheat ribbon is looking quite nice. So it's not as strong. It's a little bit finer looking, but I think the sheerness of this ribbon takes away that definite color of wild wheat. And there's a bit of that there that doesn't have the wild wheat color on it. So that's why I tried to do the reverse side too, but I'm just going to do it now before I put on the card. There we go. Okay, to make sure we've got all those edges right. Okay. So of course we've got our ribbon to go on here, which is so cute. So being able to oh, I can't wait to meet you either, Sue. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Make sure you find me because I'm not going to know what you look like. That's the hard part. And you know, I get so many people that come up to me and say, "Hi, I'm Sue. I watch your videos." I don't know who Sue is that watches the videos, but please say Sue Beasley so I know that it's you. Okay. All right. So look at that ribbon. Doesn't that just make it? Like, honestly, we can change our ribbon to whatever color we want. So it's a really, really great way of getting more out of your ribbon. All you need is some blends and you can color it to whatever color and you can coordinate your ribbon to your project, which is really, really good. All right, so let's pop that up onto some dimensionals. And we will pop that onto the front of the card. And sorry, yes, I do like a lot of dimensionals. I like to make sure that my card front is not going to sag by the time it gets to the recipient. I was only thinking, you know, like I've been taking these antibiotics and I've got such a antibiotic taste in your mouth. You know how they give you that yucky taste in your mouth? So I can't wait. I've got a team member of mine coming today and we are actually doing some macrame today because she's going to help me at my macrame class on the weekend. So she's got to have a bit of a quick lesson on a refresher. She's done macrame before years ago. All right, so I like to stand up for this. Now, this is my trick when you're trying to line up on the front because you've got dimensional, so therefore you've only got one go at this. So I do like to tend to put my pointer fingers underneath. I get the top, the sides, and the bottom all evenly spaced, and then I just push down with my thumbs. And that's how you will line your card layers up really, really well when you get one go at it. Okay, so when you've got liquid glue, you've got that wiggle room. But when you've got your dimensionals, you don't really have that wiggle room. So, so you need to make sure that you can line it up evenly like that. And I find that's the trick that I do. All right, so I'm going to take a insert. And I think I'm going to do the bird. I think I want to do the bird. Let's do the bird in, I think I'm going to stamp the bird in wild wheat. There. Okay, so let's stamp the bird in here on this insert. So I'm just going to stamp the bird right up the top, like so. So we've got a bird happening there. Just going to get rid of that wild wheat that I've just put on my desk. All right. Now I'm going to use my Wink of Stella to add a little bit of colour to this bird. So I'm going to first of all add a little bit of bubble bath to the bird. So we've got some bubble bath there. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella. I'm going to pick up the wink, the bubble bath, and we're going to colour in a little bit of pink on the bird. And I think I'm going to do a bit on the wings and a bit on the wing here, just to add that nice bubble bath look. And it's mixing a little bit with my wild wheat. Then I'm going to grab my wild wheat and I'm just going to add a little bit more highlight to the already wild wheat sections there. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to run that clear. I might just see if it moves the wild wheat. And it does. I don't actually need to use the wild wheat because it's still moving that wild wheat ink. On your darker colors, your Wink of Stella will still move the ink. On the lighter colors, not so much. You need to actually add a little bit. So there we have our gorgeous bird. And then what have we got? Where in the world would I be without you? What are the other stamps that we have here? Maybe you're in my thoughts today. Let's try that. Do I have that stamp here somewhere? Where are my stamps? If you can see it, there we go. You're in my thoughts today. And I think I'll do that in bubble bath. Just to bring the bubble bath from the front to the inside. You're in my thoughts today. There we go. Cute as a button. All right. Let's pop that to the inside of my card. Okay. So as you can see, using the Designer Series paper for a background, you can get a really nice look in that background just by using the dies and being able to add the Designer Series paper in the background. So I'm just going to, with my Wink of Stella, of course, I'm going to squeeze. Is this the one got some in it? Yes, and we're going to spritz like that and like that on the inside. And of course, I'm going to use some of these cute little embellishments because they're a similar color and they're so pretty. So this is what goes with the suite, these gorgeous embellishments. So let's just add a couple of these around. So I think I'll put one there. I might put one there and I might put one down here. Okay. So I'm going to pick those up with my handy dandy take your pick tool on the putty end. We should be able to look in there and just pick up some of them. Okay, so I want a big one. Try picking up a big one if I can. There we go, with my putty end. I think I'll pop the big one there. So into my glue. And then we'll go a littler one up there. Into the glue. There. And then another littler one just down here. So what do you think? Give me the thumbs up if you love what I do. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me the thumbs up because YouTube and Facebook love it when you give me the thumbs up. So using the beautiful Designer Series paper, the Poetic Expressions Designer Series paper, I've popped a list of all of the products that I have used down in the show more box down below on YouTube and also in the description of this video. So you can click on any of those links and they will go through to my online store for you to purchase any of the products that I have used today. And this has been using the Thoughtful Expressions beautiful suite of products. So we've made that card. We recreated one of our team meeting cards. I'll pop them all in here. This was my class to go, so my free class to go for anyone in Australia that shops and spends $100 or more through my online store. Right up until Saturday the 9th of March, you will get a kit to make these 3 gorgeous cards down the bottom here. And this was my first card that I created using just by casing out of the catalog. So as you can see, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beautiful cards using this gorgeous suite. So if you're not smitten with this suite by now, my question is why not? Because like honestly, it is a stunning suite. So hopefully I'm getting you to fall in love with this suite. And if you want to purchase it, by all means jump onto my online store. I did actually want to remind you of a few things that I just have going on in my business. So I just wanted to, for people that attend classes and want to actually attend classes, Creative Card Club is a great thing to be a part of. It's a rolling subscription. It costs you $50 per month. If you register before the 10th, so before Sunday or by Sunday, you will get the March Creative Card Club. You will get a quarter pack of designer series paper. You will get a length of I'm actually using baker's twine, linen thread. You will get some of the embellishments, the butterflies. You will also get a full pack of the purple embellishments. Now let me see, I've got them here. A full pack of these, which are just, what are they called? They're called purple fine shimmer gems. So you're going to get a full pack of those. You're going to get cardstock to create 4 cards, and you'll have enough left over to do quite a few more projects, and you'll get a full printed color PDF tutorial showing you step by step how to create the 4 gorgeous cards. So it's a rolling subscription. It's really great. I will just concentrate on a different suite each month, but it's a great way of getting creativity delivered to your doorstep. I also hold this class in person here in the Scenic Rim. So if you're looking for getting together at a social gathering, then by all means. And I have my card buffet coming up on the 13th of April. So registration is open for that as well. My card buffet is $50. You get to make 8 beautiful cards. I do all the die cutting, all the layer cutting, everything for you. All you need to do is stamp on assemble. So if you come in person, you will be able to use my inks, my stamp sets. If you decide that you want this version on as a version kit to go through the mail, then you will get all of the kits, all the embellishments and everything all ready to go. And you will get some pictures of the card front and the card inserts, and you won't actually need to do any cutting. You will just need to stamp, but you will need to have the bundles to be able to do it. And of course, my 2-day winter retreat, I have opened up registrations for my 2-day retreat in July for the 6th and 7th. So retreat costs $220. You can get a retreat in a box, which will cost you $245. For the people that ordered the retreat in a box, your retreats went out not yesterday, the day before. I did post your retreats out. So you should be getting them on your doorstep very soon. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed this fun crafty session this morning, and I hope you will try that with your designer series paper. Get out your designer series paper, cut them up with a beautiful set of nesting dies. If you don't have the thoughtful expression dies, you can use either circle punches, circles, rectangles. You can do that type of background with your designer series paper with any paper that you have. So thank you everyone. Please like and follow my YouTube channel, like and follow my business page, and give me the thumbs up. And I will see you all again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. nice and bright and sharp for my final Fun Fold Avid card. So we're gonna put it all out there tomorrow. We're gonna throw everything we can on this card tomorrow. So you won't want to miss that crafty session. So I will see you all again at 8 a.m. in the morning. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you all soon.